Hello, Classical 105.7 listeners. This is Galen Wixon, your host for ClefNotes, an inside look into the Lubbock Symphony and the performing arts in Lubbock. Today we have a special guest, Callie Watson. Hello, Callie.
Hello.
Callie, we will be talking with you in just a second, but before we join you, I want to make sure our listeners know about some upcoming Lubbock Symphony events, including on December 4th, our Home for the Holidays event at the Lubbock Civic Center, beginning at 7:30 p.m. On December 31st, the Lubbock Symphony ushers in the new year with our New Year's Eve gala and party at Buddy Holly Hall. That all begins at 5:30 p.m. on December 31st.
With concert at 8 p.m.
Yes, 5:30 to midnight, actually, for everything that's going on. And that evening will feature the Beatles tribute group, the Classical Mystery Tour, with the Lubbock Symphony. And then afterwards, we'll have a wonderful party to bring in the new year right there in the lobby of Buddy Holly's Hall. So please join us for that. It's going to be a great party, a whole lot of fun. On January 24th, we'll have our first concert of the new year, featuring the violinist Chi Yun performing Lalo's Symphony Espagnole with David Cho and the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra. So please, for any of these events, look on our website, lubbocksymphony.org, or give us a call, 806-762-1688. We'll be happy to provide information and, of course, get you tickets to all of those events. Callie, you're the one that they call when they want tickets. Callie is our box office coordinator and what else?
Marketing and communications assistant.
That's what it is. She had me write it down, and then I forgot because it is such a long title. Callie has kind of come into the Lubbock Symphony as an intern. How many years ago, Callie?
About 4 years ago.
4 years ago. Started off as an intern in the marketing area, and has proven herself over and over with these surprising skills that she has assembled over the years. And now she really has so many things going on at the Lubbock Symphony offices. To call her any one thing would be an injustice to all that you do and participate in at the office. Callie, before I ask any questions, can you just tell us a little bit about your education and where you came from and what you look forward to in the future?
Yeah, so I have lived in Lubbock since middle school, so this is kind of my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And I played violin from 5th grade all the way through college.
Nice.
And I did choir as well, and theater.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been someone who does a lot of stuff in the arts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Texas Tech, and I majored in interdisciplinary arts studies, which now has been renamed to, I believe, arts and media technology.
Okay.
But I did music, theater technology and design, dramatic writing, creative media industries, and I also took a lot of classes in creative advertising. So I did a lot of different things, and when I was in college, I was really involved with ensembles in the Vernacular Music Center at Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And so I played violin in the Tango Orchestra, which I also did in high school. And I played violin in the Texas Tech Folk Orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
And I also did sing in that as well. And I took voice lessons, and I learned piano in college, and I took like 4 semesters of music theory. Like I did all kinds of stuff. So I've always really loved like music and the arts. It's like a big part of my life. But I also have a lot of interest in like advertising and marketing and stuff like that. So since I did an interdisciplinary undergraduate degree, I decided to get my master's in just one thing, which was mass communications, which is a little bit ironic because mass communications is a very broad field.
Right.
So I did that, and my first semester of grad school is when I started as an intern at the Lubbock Symphony. So I started as a graphic design intern. I started off making a lot of our guidebooks for our education concerts.
That's right, yes.
And helping with social media. And then I had a lot of other jobs along with working at the symphony, but I've still just been working at the symphony this whole time. And I got my master's in 2023, which was very challenging for me, but very interesting. And I explored some interesting academic stuff about research on like social media culture and stuff.
Yeah. And that's so important now.
It is, and Molly wanted me to say this, but my professor just submitted the paper I wrote for my master's report to a conference in South Africa that I might get to present at.
Fantastic.
So we'll see. And it's not really music focused, but I think kind of connecting with audiences and stuff is something I'm really interested in, and so doing that with music, like at the symphony, I think is really fun.
It's a great tool for us to get the word out and let people communicate directly among each other and with you about what is going on. I have no social media presence, so I depend on people like Callie to help me out. What about after the symphony? Do you have any goals after that, looking ahead yet? Or
I don't know.
Yes?
I'm just vibing.
You'll probably end up at the CEO spot in the symphony. So
maybe. I don't know. I just really I have so many different things I'm interested in and so many things that I like to do, and I just like to use those skills in a way that feels like it really uplifts and benefits other people or other people on a team. And so I love doing that at the symphony. I definitely think arts administration is really fun and interesting and really important. So yeah, I really love being in arts administration, but
I think it's interesting, over the years, I came into the business as an administrator when the term arts administration as a career was seen as rather odd, because you usually came out of a business background and you entered in without any really hard experience in the arts. You're just kind of an accidental arts administrator. Now we have training programs specifically designed around this, and so it's become a real industry of its own, arts administration. And thank goodness, because organizations like the Olympic Symphony, they become more and more complex with all of that we are expected to provide, and then but also with the social media aspects and the communication tools that are both available to us, but also can be a weight around our necks if we don't do it right. So what is the secret to social media in the arts? I mean, what do we have to know to make social media effective?
That's a really good question. So even though I didn't do arts administration in college, I did take some classes in nonprofit communications that I think were really relevant to the stuff that we do. And I think a lot of it is understanding kind of the differences between like advertising and PR. So with PR, it's like we're trying to get this, what we call organic reach on social media. Like, hey, look at all these people doing this thing. Doesn't this make you feel good? Don't you want to share this? Or maybe something funny.
Like
and
David Cho doing a dance.
Yes, exactly.
With Hannah Jackson.
And then it goes viral. Like that's sort of a little bit more of a PR organic type thing versus advertising with social media is, we're buying ad space on Meta like Facebook and Instagram. And that's really important. But that's just, you're just kind of plugging and playing. Here's the ad, here's the audience. Meta oftentimes will set it all up for you. Oh, we found these people who like these things and match it to them. But what's really tough is doing like the posting where you don't know how many likes it's going to get. It has to just organically get to that person. And I think in using lots of people's faces and having a very human element to it is something that I think I've learned in school and also seen it in my experiences at the symphony, that kind of stuff is what gets people's attention and makes them want to believe in your mission.
Well, I would say over the last 3 years, our Facebook presence has exploded. I mean, we have so many followers now. I don't want to say the number out loud because people may not believe it, but it's really gotten huge, and it has happened organically. And I think it's because the content it keeps turning over. It's fresh. Do you find that putting symphonic music into a Facebook post is more effective than not, or do we add sound to our ads to make them more effective?
Yeah, we've started doing that more. It can be tricky because sometimes platforms like Meta can be really like, hey, this is copyrighted, even if it's a recording of our own symphony. One time we got flagged in a live stream thinking it was a recording. But once you get around that, I mean, just the other day we made a Instagram Reel/TikTok with our guest artist Fei. We edited her playing piano and her saying, "Hey everybody, please come to the symphony concert." And first of all, her piano playing is amazing, which obviously caught people's attention in the video.
Yeah.
But having that video interactive aspect of it, I mean, it's one of our most liked posts we've had. It had like 159 people like it, which for Instagram for an organization of our size is really good. So that was really fun compared to the other day we did one for Jurassic Park with David Cho in an inflatable dinosaur costume. And we had a fun viral TikTok sound related to Jurassic Park that we used in that. And it also did really well. It's something that people want to share. It also helps that Instagram and Facebook prioritize video in the algorithm. So they will automatically kind of boost the reels over our regular posts. But, you know, the world revolves in a lot of ways around TikTok sometimes, especially in the younger generation. And so kind of having that short form video content is really eye-catching to people.
So for those of you listening, you live and learn through Callie Watson. She really knows her stuff. Tell me about box office work. What's your favorite thing about that?
I think my favorite thing is talking to people on the phone.
On the phone?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. I like helping people solve problems, and a lot of people will call and say, "Hey, you know, I think I need to move my seat," or "I have a question about this." And answering those questions for people is very satisfying to me, being able to help them. And also, I think of every phone conversation as kind of like I'm kind of acting as this middleman between the symphony and the patron. And so it's sort of like a PR thing of like, how am I presenting myself on the phone and how am I acting? And so I like to work on how I present myself in that situation so that there's a good outcome for everybody. It's kind of like theater, which is part of my background, so I like it.
I know that patrons I've talked to that have interacted with you say she's so pleasant. It's almost like, you know, she wants us to be there, and you really make them feel welcome. So congratulations on that. Yeah, it's fabulous.
Thank you.
What about people that come into the office? What's the most asked question when you have to sell a ticket for the symphony?
Oh my. I think there's some people who just prefer to come into the office and buy. We have regulars that before every concert I see them come in and they want to buy a physical ticket and get it printed. And so I think sometimes it's just those people prefer that. But a lot of times people say like, "Hey, you know, I just was in the downtown area and I realized I hadn't bought my season tickets yet," or there's a concert coming up. Let me just stop by and have like that human interaction with someone.
We're so fortunate at the Lubbock Symphony to have our own office and to have a space where people can come in and visit and relax and, you know, have that pleasant kind of. We are kind of a family there. We argue a lot. And we fuss and we, you know, we talk and people might enjoy that energy that we provide in the office. It's a lot of fun to come in and visit with us about up-and-coming programs. Well, Callie, anything else you want to tell us about? I mean, what else is going on in the Lubbock Symphony moving forward that you're excited about?
Ooh, I'm really excited for our upcoming performances. Our next one on December 4th, we're going to have choirs and vocalists doing a lot of familiar Christmas carols.
And some theater, by the way. A little bit
yes,
of
a little bit of theater, a little bit of skits.
Right.
It's always so fun and Christmassy, and just it's a wonderful concert. So I'm really excited for that.
Nice. Well, thank you, Callie, for joining me today. I want to remind people that, as Callie just said, December 4th, we'll be home for the holidays at the Lubbock Civic Center. We have some fabulous singers. We'll have Santa Cho, I believe, and we'll have all sorts of activities that evening. So please come and join us on December 4th. We're home for the holidays, so welcome in the holiday season. And then on December 31st, our New Year's Eve Gala at the Buddy Holly Hall. And then finally on January 23rd, Chi Yun performing Symphony Espanol with David Cho and the Lubbock Symphony. That's it for me today for this edition of ClefNotes. I'm Galen Wixon, President and CEO of the Lubbock Symphony. Thank you, Classical 105.7, for hosting our program. It's always wonderful to be here. Have a great day, everyone. We'll catch you next time.